Muhammad Ali of Egypt is widely recognized for his military and administrative reforms, but several of his lesser-known talents and contributions shaped the modern Middle East in ways often overlooked. Here are some untold aspects of his genius. 1. Master of psychological warfare. While known for his military prowess, Muhammad Ali was also a master manipulator and strategist. He outwitted the Mamluks by inviting them to a grand feast in 1811, only to ambush and eliminate them in one swift move. He used deception and negotiation to convince local tribes and Ottoman elites to align with him rather than fight. 2. Economic visionary. Unlike other Ottoman governors, he recognized economic self-sufficiency as the key to power. He turned Egypt into a cotton empire, which later made it one of Britain's biggest suppliers. He created state-controlled industries, which was unheard of in the Ottoman system at the time. 3. Scientific and technological curiosity. Sent Egyptian students to France and Italy to learn engineering, medicine, and military sciences. Established Egypt's first modern medical school and introduced vaccination programs. Built factories and shipyards to make Egypt's military and economy independent from the Ottomans. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Revolution Show. If you're new here, I'm Aklilu, and we're about to dive into something super exciting today. Whether you're here to learn, laugh, or just pass the time, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the fun. Let's jump right into it. 4. Master diplomat and political manipulator. Managed to gain near independence from the Ottoman Empire while still technically serving it. Tricked the Ottomans into giving him control over Sudan, Hejaz, and Syria, only losing them when European powers intervened. Used European rivalries Britain, France, and Russia to his advantage, making them support him at different times. 5. Pioneer of modern intelligence networks. He developed an effective spy network to monitor the movements of the Ottomans, Europeans, and local enemies. Used informants within the Ottoman court to stay ahead of political developments. 6. Cultural influencer. Encouraged translation of European books into Arabic, bringing modern knowledge to Egypt. Developed Egypt's first modern printing press, which later helped fuel the Arab Renaissance Nahda. Sponsored artisans and craftsmen to revive Egypt's traditional industries. 7. Environmental engineer. Unlike many rulers who focused only on conquest, he invested in irrigation projects, ensuring Egypt could sustain its growing economy. Expanded the Mahmoudiya Canal, which boosted trade between Alexandria and the Nile. It looks like you mean Muhammad Ali of Egypt, 1769-1849, the Ottoman ruler who transformed Egypt into a modern state. Here's a detailed history of his life and impact. Early life and rise to power. Born in Kavala, now in Greece, in 1769, Muhammad Ali was of Albanian descent. He started as a soldier in the Ottoman army and was sent to Egypt in 1801 to help expel Napoleon's French forces. After the French withdrew, Egypt was in chaos, with power struggles between the Ottoman governor, the Mamluks, and local factions. Muhammad Ali used diplomacy and military strength to outmaneuver rivals, eventually being appointed Wali, governor, of Egypt in 1805 by the Ottoman Sultan. Consolidation of power. Muhammad Ali eliminated his biggest rivals, the Mamluks, in the infamous massacre of the Citadel 1811. He centralized power, reorganized the military, and modernized Egypt's administration. Military and economic reforms. He reformed the army, adopting European tactics and recruiting Egyptian peasants instead of relying on mercenaries. Economic policies. He introduced cash crop agriculture, especially cotton, and built state-controlled industries. Infrastructure projects. Constructed canals, roads, and modernized irrigation systems. He invited European experts to train his army and modernize various sectors. Expansion of his empire. Arabian Peninsula 1811-1818 defeated the Wahhabis, securing control over Mecca and Medina for the Ottoman Sultan. Sudan 1820-1824 conquered Sudan to gain gold and slaves for his army. Greek War of Independence 1821-1829 helped the Ottoman Empire fight Greek rebels, but European intervention led to Egypt's fleet being destroyed at the Battle of Navarino 1827. Syrian Campaign 1831-1840 he invaded Syria and Palestine, defeating the Ottomans, but was forced to retreat after European pressure. Final years and legacy. In 1841, the Ottoman Sultan officially recognized Muhammad Ali's family as hereditary rulers of Egypt, though under Ottoman authority. By the late 1840s, his health declined, and he gradually handed power to his son, Ibrahim Pasha. Muhammad Ali died in 1849, leaving behind a modernized Egypt. Legacy. Considered the founder of modern Egypt due to his military, economic, and administrative reforms. His dynasty ruled Egypt until the 1952 revolution. His policies laid the foundation for Egypt's role as a powerful state in the 19th century. Muhammad Ali of Egypt. The untold challenges that shaped an empire. Muhammad Ali's rise to power and modernization of Egypt were not smooth victories. He faced relentless challenges that could have crushed a lesser leader. Here are some of the biggest obstacles he overcame. 1. The Mamluk threat, a deadly power struggle. Challenge. When Muhammad Ali arrived in Egypt, the real power was still in the hands of the Mamluks, an elite warrior class that had ruled for centuries. They saw him as an outsider and plotted to overthrow him. How he overcame it? He used deception and psychological warfare. In 1811, he invited the Mamluk leaders to a grand feast at the citadel in Cairo. As they dined, his soldiers ambushed them, slaughtering hundreds in one night. This brutal move eliminated his strongest rivals and secured his rule. 2. European interference, the hidden hand in his defeat. Challenge. Muhammad Ali wanted to expand his empire beyond Egypt. His biggest success was conquering Syria, Palestine, and parts of Anatolia in the 1830s. However, this expansion made European powers nervous. Britain, France, and Russia feared he was becoming too powerful. How he overcame it? Despite defeating the Ottoman forces, Muhammad Ali was forced to retreat from Syria in 1840 due to European pressure. Though he lost territory, he managed to negotiate a deal where his family would rule Egypt as a hereditary dynasty, ensuring long-term control over the country. 3. Resistance to his military reforms. Challenge. Muhammad Ali wanted to modernize Egypt's army, but there was a major problem: Egyptians were not used to military conscription. Many peasants resisted, deserted, or even mutilated themselves to avoid service. How he overcame it? He introduced strict discipline, incentives, and European-style training to turn his new recruits into a formidable force. His army later defeated Ottoman and Wahhabi forces, proving the effectiveness of his reforms. 4. Economic struggles and over-reliance on cotton. Challenge. Muhammad Ali's economy depended on cotton exports, which made Egypt wealthy. But this also made Egypt vulnerable to global market changes. If cotton prices dropped, so would Egypt's economy. How he overcame it? He tried to diversify industries by building factories and shipyards. However, his successors later abandoned these efforts, leaving Egypt too dependent on raw exports. 5. Internal rebellion and local resistance. Challenge. Not everyone in Egypt supported Muhammad Ali. Tribal groups, religious leaders, and local elites saw his centralization of power as a threat. In Sudan, his brutal conquests sparked long-term resistance. How he overcame it? He used a mix of military force and diplomacy to suppress revolts. However, constant warfare drained Egypt's resources and manpower. Final challenge. Old age and decline. Challenge. By the 1840s, Muhammad Ali's health declined, and his once unstoppable momentum slowed. In his final years, he suffered from mental illness and had to relinquish power to his son, Ibrahim Pasha. Despite these challenges, Muhammad Ali's dynasty ruled Egypt for over a century, laying the foundation for the country's modernization. His biggest struggle was keeping Egypt independent from foreign control, something later rulers failed to achieve.